Starting at 1 inside linebacker position tonight, number 4, Nico Tatum. The other inside linebacker, number 24, Emmanuel Flores. Starting at 1 corner tonight, number 3, Nate Bateman. The other cornerback is number 19, Roman Juni. Starting at free safety tonight, number 5, Luke McNeil. And the strong safety tonight for the Bells, number 21, Kieran Lee. We'd like to welcome all of you to tonight's game. Thank you for your support of high school athletics. Please be reminded that sportsmanship is a high priority at all CIF CCS contests. The athletes playing tonight from both teams have worked very hard and appreciate your support and encouragement. In the spirit of pursuing victory with honor, we ask all in attendance to show courtesy, acceptance, and understanding towards each other. Remembering, interscholastic athletics promotes and develops lifetime values when fueled by good sportsmanship. As fans, we ask that you give these student athletes your positive encouragement and support. Please allow the coaches to coach, the players to play, the officials to officiate, and enjoy tonight's game. Prayer. Dear God, we begin tonight in a spirit of gratitude for the opportunity to be here. It is a privilege to be a part of a Jesuit high school, to participate in athletics, to play football. We pray for all those who, for whatever reason, are unable to experience these blessings. As always, we pray for the health and safety of all in attendance tonight, and especially for the students playing in this game. As two Jesuit schools, we ask God to keep us ever mindful of our gifts and for the will and energy to use them in your service. And we pray in a special way for all those alums and family members of these two schools engaged in service. In that spirit, I would like to pray St. Ignatius' prayer for generosity. Lord, teach me to be generous. Teach me to serve you as you deserve, to give and not to count the costs, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rest, to labor and not to seek for reward, save that of knowing that I do your will. St. Ignatius, St. Robert Bellarmine, and the North American Martyrs, pray for us all. Amen. And now if you remain rising and face the flag, we will have the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we
Thank you to Sue Atkinson for bringing that recording of the national anthem. Sue has brought that CD to every game to be used when the pep band wasn't playing the national anthem since 2001. Again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bellarmine College Prep's first annual Salute to Service game. Tonight, we have an exciting matchup featuring the Jesuit Marauders from the Sac Joaquin section against your Bellarmine Bells. We're thrilled to have you here as we honor the courageous individuals who serve and protect our nation and communities. Before kickoff, let's take a moment to recognize the captains of both teams and welcome our special honorary captains for tonight's coin toss.
Testing. So that's check.
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 Test. Cool.
My check test.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to San Jose Community College here, the site of the home opener for the Bellarmine Bells in 2024. And we're happy to have you watching here on YouTube. Evan Giddings alongside Luke Thomas. And Luke, understandably, a new season for Bellarmine. First game at home, coming off a loss last week to Menlo Atherton, but a team that is looking to get back, and officially first time in the win column against a very good Jesuit high school group.
Yeah, Jesuit's a good team known for their big bodies and athletic people. Bellarmine does have that Bellarmine grit that cannot be beaten. So we're looking for a great matchup this Friday night.
Absolutely. We look forward to bringing you all the action right here across the entire season on YouTube. Thank you for everybody watching on both the home side for Bellarmine, as well as those who have not only just traveled here, but are also joining us on the Jesuit side. And the Marauders are themselves, Luke, coming off a pretty convincing win last week, and one in which they amounted 56 points. And majority of which they did on the ground. You mentioned those big bodies for Jesuit. This is a team that can beat you through the air if they need to, but also a team that can really hone in and attack on the ground.
Yeah, they can attack on the ground. That running game is going to beat you in high school football. But what I know about Bellarmine, they have a great D-line, and those linebackers are ready to give a hit and not hit you light.
And we're looking forward to seeing the first time for Bellarmine this season here at home, coming off the 40-10 loss at Menlo Atherton. I mean, really the biggest takeaway from that game, Luke, in addition to, a couple of the, execution, kind of some of the happenstance plays that occur in football, really the turnovers are what killed them, 4 of which against Menlo Atherton last week, which led to a total of 3 touchdowns plus extra points. Those are things that you can control that at the end of the day might beat you.
Yeah, I was there the next day for practice watching them, and let me tell you, that coach was not happy. That offense was running up and down so many times. But they've definitely upgraded from last week. Menlo Atherton is a different team. Jesuit's a new team. I think we can get them. I mean, we got a good QB. We got a good running back.
That we do.
I think we got it.
Well, of course, we're going to find out over the course of the next few hours. And here tonight also we'll be honoring a couple of our first responders here in the area. And, of course, seeing right now the captains right down there figuring out which side is going to be receiving, which side is going to be kicking off to begin this football game. But, of course, you see Bellarmine there in the huddle. Nicholas Weber, one of their captains this evening, along with Nico Tatum, and, of course, Reese McKeever, all seniors for this Bellarmine football team, and one that is a relatively veteran-laden group, Luke. And, of course, you hope that some of that leadership is going to be able to filter down over the course of this season.
Yeah, what I do know, number 4, that is not actually Reese McKeever. That is Nico Tatum. Reese McKeever had a decimating injury last week. It was horrible to watch, but we do know he's in the hospital now. He's doing fine, and he's here to watch his Bells play tonight.
Pardon me, Henry M. Clark, number 6, right there for you. So, yes, our thoughts and prayers are with McKeever. And looking forward to see, and then, like you said, Luke, with an absence now, this is an opportunity for players around the team to step up. Though, of course, you're missing a big void and a playmaker on both sides of the football. It's an opportunity for someone else early in the season to make their mark.
Yeah, it's true. This is a very deep team. A lot of players, as you see right now, they're getting hype. A lot of energy from this Bellarmine Bell sideline, and they got a lot of fans to support them. That student section is going to get rowdy over these next few hours.
No doubt about it. And it is, again, salute to service game here at Bellarmine. And, again, an exciting matchup featuring the Jesuit Marauders and the Bells. Thrilled to have you here as we honor the courageous individuals who serve and protect our nations and communities. And what you saw right there before the game was a moment of silence to recognize both the captains of the teams as well as our special honorary captains for tonight's coin toss.
Yep.
And so it looks like Bellarmine will be receiving to begin this one, moving from left to right here at San Jose Community College. We appreciate you joining us as the student section is also beginning to get into it.
Oh, yeah, I wish I could be there tonight because Bellarmine student sections are legendary. All I've heard about them is they get hype and they are fun to be in. Doesn't matter if you're from Bellarmine, Notre Dame, Presentation, Valley, maybe, Midi, you can still have fun in that student section.
Well, kicking off for the Jesuit Marauders will be UDL Mondragon. Meanwhile, back to return the combination of Judah Halapua along with Luke McNeil, pardon me.
Yep. And
pardon me, also Luca Mavoni back there. So a couple of senior kick returners on the way back for Bellarmine. And we're just about underway here under the Friday Night Lights, the home opener for the Bellarmine Bells. In front of their home crowd for the first time in 2024. Jesuit in the red and the white. Bellarmine Bells, as always, in their flash of navy blue. And we are underway with a low bouncing kick picked up by Bellarmine at their 10-yard line. Luca around the left side, and he is dragged down at about the 16. So pitch a return of 6, and that's where Bellarmine will start.
That's where we bring up number 13, Nick Weber. This QB has been talked about since he was a junior. He can lead this team through victories, through losses. Last week, he had a pretty good game. Yeah. He had 171 yards with a 50% completing rating. That's pretty good for a high school football team.
And also the first passing touchdown of the season. And so line up in the backfield. About 5 yards deep. 4 down linemen for Jesuit. A 4-3 look to start the game defensively. Man in motion for Bellarmine is Christian Duarte, the 6'6" senior tight end, posted there on the left side. First play of the game is a play action. Rolling out, Weber looking deep, is aiming on the near sideline for McNeil, and it's broken up. Noah Briseño, the junior defensive back for Jesuit, stuck his hand in there.
That was a deep play, a great pass, but an even greater defensive play. That is just something you credit the defense for.
Head coach David Diaz-Infante for Bellarmine, opposite Jesuits Marlon Blanton. And that was an aggressive first play call for Bellarmine, trying to move the chains and perhaps flip the field in the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, we know Coach Diaz likes to attack hard. He was a former NFL player, so he's got that grit in him.
Weber now with his running back at his right hip. And it is a give. And taking it out the left side, Justin Donahue. And the sophomore runs into a horde of white jerseys. That's going to be a loss on the play.
Yeah, this Jesuit D-line is looking tough in these first two plays. But it will be a long night, so we'll see how they do in the fourth quarter.
Donahue flexes out to the near sideline. He, of course, had to come in and replace McKeever, who went down with that injury last week. Had 7 carries, Donahue did, in the loss to Menlo Atherton for 20 yards. Empty backfield now for Weber.
Man in motion now.
And
Coming back.
They'll bring Pavone back. Weber looks that way, sidearms a shot to the near side, and it's immediately brought down. Alex Dewar for Jesuit as Duarte is tackled.
That is a hard tackle. Christian Duarte is a 6'6" tight end. That is a big body to tackle. Impressive.
So after the deep shot on first down, nothing doing for Bellarmine. Actually moved backwards over the course of their first 3 plays by 4 yards. So it'll be a 3-and-out. And we'll prepare for our first special teams action after the first possession. So Micah Robinson, the 5'10", 150-pound junior, with some max protection, takes a low kick. Jesuit not bringing the heat, though, and so he'll end-over-end spiral to about the 40-yard line, where it takes a slight Bell's roll, and Jesuit will get it in plus territory. So now the first look offensively for the Jesuit Marauders, as the quarterback Teddy Rios, a 6'2", 175-pound junior, threw for 1 touchdown last week, was 6 for 14 in terms of passing, but really the damage was done on the ground. 29 carries as a group for 341 yards, posting 56 points in the Week 1 win.
Whew. That's a lot of yards.
Yes, it is. Picked up about 12 per pop in Week 1.
Quick
First
little
play,
bubble pass.
quick hitter to the near side, and is complete all the way past the 30, is Alan Cordano. And he had 3 touchdowns last week as he moves the chains on the first play.
Nice little bubble pass there. Broke a tackle, but, you know, you're not going to beat that Bellarmine secondary. They can wrap you up quick.
So a gain of about 14 down to the Bellarmine 32-yard line. Rios with Miles Hubbard at his left hip. 3 wide receivers out right. And
Anything, but let's see what they call.
false start on Jesuit. That'll back him up 5.
All right.
Team that is known for their ability to move it on the ground, but also with Rios at the helm, operating through the air. Meanwhile, on the Bellarmine side, a 3-4 defense, 3 down linemen. There's 4 linebacking core, and then 4 in the secondary for the Bells, as they now put 5 in the line of scrimmage. Rios takes it, hands off to Hubbard. There's a crease up the middle. He's up at the 20-yard line, and then stumbles down inside the 15, where the tackle was made in the opposite side by McNeil.
Good tackle there, but you cannot let a running back run up the middle. It's good blocking, but just poor execution by the defense.
Jesuit.
Coming out quick in the first quarter. First 2 plays of a big gain.
Ball from the 12-yard line. Rios rolls out right. Hits his man, rolling. And the catch was made by Cordano. Nice tackle on the opposite side.
Sarian Lee with a tackle there.
180 pounds, a 2-way player and a senior for Bellarmine. Makes the immediate stop. Pick up a 5 there on first down. A lot of beef up front for Jesuit. Dominant offensive line. Now kind of a power formation. 2 tight ends. It's a quick shot. The middle. Hubbard is right up the gut, and he is in for 6. Hubbard with about a 9-yard jaunt and a 4-play opening drive that spans 48 yards and results in a Jesuit touchdown.
Yep. Defense just got to be better than that. Inside run, you got to stop that.
And so the offensive line for Jesuit creates the lane for Hubbard, who scoots in for our first touchdown of the evening. As Mondragon is out to attempt the extra point, kick is up, and it is good. So with 8:39 left in the opening period, 7-0, Marauders on top of the Bells here at San Jose Community College. So after a strong opening drive from Jesuit High School, just 4 plays necessary for them to march down the field with a false start included, as they score 7 points in the 9-yard touchdown run by Miles Hubbard. And so Mondragon will kick things off from right to left, as Mavani is back at his 1-yard line, and he will take it.
Good run. Got some blocks.
Aiming to the near side, makes a man miss. Right in front of the Bells bench, he is dragged down, but that is a gorgeous run and return all the way up to the 32.
There we go. Now I get some energy on the sideline here. Fans warming up to the run.
Bellarmine's first drive resulted in a 3-and-out. Did attempt a deep shot on the very first play from scrimmage. Nearly was a completion to McNeil, but instead it fell flat. So we'll see what Diaz and Fonte in this Bellarmine's Bells offense has to feature on their second opportunity.
Why not go hard and go for a streak on the first play? Let's see if he does it again this second drive.
A lot of speed on the Jesuit defense. A lot of size on the defensive line. 4 right there in the middle. That's a handoff to Donahue. Tries to cut it up along the guard, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and then some, up to the 35. So a gain of 3 on first down. First positive play from scrimmage tonight for Bellarmine. Nicholas Weber, 6 foot, 295 pounds, orchestrating this offense. Takes a snap and turns. Now he'll roll out left. With pressure coming, he has to try and dump it off, and it's intercepted. Taken away by Jesuits' Michael Bratzit. And the senior has a takeaway on the second possession, and that is poor news for the Bells.
Oh, man, you know he's mad at that one. He could do much better on that. He had so much time in the pocket, looked for it, didn't have it, didn't know what to do with it, and threw it away, ended up in the wrong hands.
And the senior defensive lineman comes away with the takeaway for Jesuit. And again, the Bells last week snake-bitten against Menlo Atherton with 4 turnovers. And here with under 8 to play in the opening period, they've given up their first.
Yep. What will Coach Diaz do with this defense? Probably load up the middle here, right?
Well, looking for a stand here. Again, do not want to allow this game to open up too early from the 33-yard line. Pass over the middle. Might not have been intended for him, but instead it's complete to Briseño as he rockets his way all the way down to the 15-yard line. Gain of 18 on the catch and pitch from Teddy Rios.
He was wide open there, man. Might not have been intended for him, but it should have been, because that's just not what should happen in the Bells secondary. They'll get better as the game progresses.
There were a pair of Marauders in the vicinity, and for Briseño, that's already his second catch of the game. A couple of chunk plays on his part. As now Jesuit looks like it's going to put the ball on the ground as Rios is under center. And they do. The handoff to the right side and cutting through a crease on a gain of 6. I believe that is Cordano.
Yep, Alan Cordano with a gain of 6 for the Jesuit Marauders.
Alan Cordano, who was a part of, again, a massive rushing effort last week in Jesuit's first victory of the season. Picked up a total of 7 rushing touchdowns, and he had a pair. Now, whistle is blown by the back judge. And it looks like Bellarmine perhaps has an injury or something wrong with, I believe that is McNeil's jersey. So either way, a late substitution. And that is Jacob Sandoval. Is now Cordano. Well, they tried a little trickery in the backfield, but Bellarmine sniffed it out.
Wrapped up by the D-line. He had no shot of getting through at that time. Loading up that middle, taking the O-line through and wrapping up the running back. That's what the defense should be about this game.
And so McNeil is right back in after one play on the read option gone wrong for Jesuit. First third down opportunity of the evening for the Bellarmine defense. Late substitution by Jesuits. They bring in Rocco Lucchetti. And now an official's timeout.
And all these subs making the coach a little mad over here.
It does appear so.
What is going on here?
Well, a shift on the defensive line extracted movement on the O-line, and I believe that's going to be a false start against Jesuit. Back him up 5.
Yeah, that's what I saw. He tried to hide it, but when you're that big, 200 pounds, you're not going to hide it. You can see him moving from a mile away.
And so the late shuffle by the Bells perhaps putting them in a more advantageous position. 3rd down and 10 from the Bellarmine 16, or about the 15-yard line. Opportunity on 3rd down for this defense to perhaps get off the field as Rios takes a snap. Pressure's coming, rolls left, throws a floater up that is caught at the 10-yard line. And the catch was made by Briseño, but that is going to be well short of a 1st down.
That was a good catch, but what will they do here? 4th down. You can bring out your kicker for an easy 3 points, or you go for the score here on 4th down. They only have a few yards from the 1st down line to the end zone. Looks like they're going to bring out the kicking team to get some 3 points.
Tackle was made, by the way, by Roman Juni for Bellarmine. And with the 7-point lead, Jesuit is going to attempt about a 27, 28-yard field goal. Udio Mondragon out to send it away from the left hash. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. So a 10-0 lead for Jesuit here on the road as Bellarmine has fallen behind by double digits. But a stand by the defense after the turnover with 5:24 left, 10-0. Marauders on top of the Bells when we return. After the 28-yard connection by Udio Mondragon, who gets set to kick off from right to left once again. 10-0 Jesuit. Here with 5:24 left in the opening period of the 2024 Bellarmine home opener. As it's a low, sinking drive and picked up on a hop by Bavoni.
Oh, he's
Runs
got room.
left. He's got a little bit
He's
of a
got room.
crease. Tries to bend the edge.
He'll get to the 40.
What a return. Oh, past the 40-yard line. Fantastic starting position for Bellarmine.
That brings energy to the crowd. Football is a mental game. The more energy you have, the better you'll play. That's the way it's been since football was made.
Well, back-to-back returns by Bavoni, 30 yards or more. Brought it out to about the 35-yard line last time. And this time, he takes it out to the 39, tack on a couple more. And a personal foul penalty after the play by Jesuit is going to have Bellarmine in plus territory.
Not a smart move by Jesuit. Even though it's your opponent, one throw out of bounds, do not push them. Just not a good idea, and you see the results of it.
Well, Bellarmine fell victim to an interception on the 3rd play of their 2nd drive after a 3-and-out, and so we'll see now at the 46-yard line on the Jesuit side of the field what the Bells offense and crew has in store. Weber with a handoff to Donahue.
Oh.
Tried to cut around the left side, but was wrapped up in the backfield by Lucchetti, and looks like no gain on the play.
Can't beat him with run, you got to pass. What can you do with this offensive pass? They've had great returns, but have just not had great offensive drives. They got to switch something up to get to that end zone.
Understandably trying to spread out this Jesuit defense. Perhaps try and force them to get sideline to sideline a little bit more, softening up the interior of that defense, which is led by a 4-man front. 2nd down and 10. 2 in the backfield for Weber. He'll turn and give to Donahue that way.
Oh, going into the backfield.
And is forced even further back.
Oh,
Tackle eventually made by Jesuit all the way beyond the 50, and there's a late flag down as afterwards Donahue's helmet came off. I have to imagine that's a face mask.
Man, I mean, getting your helmet pulled off like that has got to hurt. But you know what hurts even more? When you watch that film and you see he ran backwards, whoo, he's running for years after that one.
And it is going to be a face mask against Jesuit. Looked like Alex DeWar, the last man in on the tackle, perhaps was him, but either way, that's going to be close to a 1st down. Again, no automatic first down, but certainly will help. After a loss of about 6 on the play, it's now going to be 2nd down and short. So an opportunity for Bellarmine with the clock ticking towards 4 minutes here in the first quarter. Try and pick up its first down of the game. First down of the game. Donahue in the backfield. 2 tight ends. Now man in motion, that's Bavoni.
Oh,
it's
and
a
they got
double
the switch.
reverse, and they got
They tried to
Weber
throw to
wide
Weber.
open.
Oh.
However, Jesuit cuts in front, a play nearly made by DeWar as Bellarmine attempted a little bit of some trickery, almost their version of the Philly special, and it fell flat.
Man, that would have been a good play. But that corner on Jesuit, 21, saw it all the way through. They came from the other side, which is just, it's crazy.
It was Bradley Martinez that attempted to make that pass, and perhaps that was DeWar's man. As now DeWar lines up in the slot on Lucas Bavoni. 3rd down and 2nd from the Jesuit 37-yard line. Hand off to Donahue right up the middle.
Right there.
And he gets turned around and dragged down, but he has enough for the first.
That was a suplex move right there. They got the first down, but whew, he fought for every yard of that one.
Yes, he did. Took some punishment in the process.
Man, that was just, that looked like more of a WWE move than a football move. I mean, whew.
It was difficult to tell. Not sure if it was Evan Castro or Tyler Romig. A couple of underclassmen. Ronig, 225 pounds as a sophomore.
Yeah,
Evan Castro, 205 pounds, 6'1" as a junior.
some big boys right there.
Yes, sir. 1st down and 10. 35-yard line for Bellarmine. Weber
Uh-oh, blitz.
has got pressure.
Uh-oh, come on.
Gets out of one and then falls into another.
Good play.
Pushes the ball forward. I think that's going to be an incomplete pass, but the question was he down before the ball came out? There's also a flag.
That's a smart move by Weber. Last time when he was getting sacked, he threw it to a receiver. This time he threw it to the ground, but it will be called for grounding, I think.
I think they're also going to get Bellarmine with a hold. Pressure applied by Christian Guadamuz. And so that's going to move the Bells back to about where they started this drive at the 45-yard line. So 1st down and 20.
Wow, that's a long way to go.
Some
45.
self-inflicted wounds.
Yup. There you go.
Weber hands it off to Donahue, tries to move up the middle, run again into the middle, and into the arms of Guadamuz for Jesuit.
The Jesuit line has been doing good on the run. Almost coming in for a few sacks back there, but O-line's got to block a little better. But again, you're going against big boys, and whoever has the stronger ones wins. So it's going to be a god of true grit right here.
Yeah, Exhibit A is one of those defensive tackles. Luke Johnston, 6'5", 265 pounds. Number 77 right there in the middle against Bellarmine now. 2nd down snap. Weber, straight drop, dumps it off, and then blown up is Donahue. Tackle made by Rocco Lucchetti. That's a loss all the way back to the 49.
He was not expecting that one, you could tell. He whips his head around and boom! On the ground he is.
Really didn't stand a chance. Didn't have a chance to even turn his helmet around.
Yeah, Bellarmine's got to get something going with their pass game because the run game looks good, but they got to have something different.
Trying to set up that screen pass with some space for Donahue, but Jesuit closing fast. As are we in the tail end of this quarter. 90 seconds from the end of the first, 10-0. Marauders on top of the Bells here on the road. Man in motion is Christian Duarte for Bellarmine as Weber rolls out that way. Turns it upfield, fires a ball, and it is leaped for and dropped. Tough catch, but the intended target was Dominic Vaccaro.
Man,
and
just
Dewar also over there
drop.
for Jesuit.
Unlucky drop there. Could have had that ball and been, 15 yards away from the first down. But looks like we are going to punt it here. And hopefully get a tackle then for yards. Maybe a fumble, get a touchdown. but we'll see.
Well, at the very least, Jesuit will not play with a plus field. They've started both of their previous drives on Bellarmine's side to the 50 after a 3-and-out and then an interception. So Bellarmine and Michael Robinson will kick away.
Good kick.
High end-over-end kick to the 23-yard line.
Blown up! Absolutely
And what a tackle
decimated.
made. Bellarmine's Brady Kirk storming through and suplexing the Jesuit returner.
You're going to blindside my guy. I'm going to blindside your guy. 2 for 1 on that tackle. That brought some life to this crowd. You can see it in the student section. They are bumping.
Well, if you're a Jesuit fan, you got to be happy, number one, that he caught the ball.
Yeah.
And number two, potentially ask the question, why no fair catch?
Well, I don't know. All these high school guys trying to run it back. Maybe get some little scouting recruits. Because, I don't know. Getting scouted, you get like, what, a year off of college? That's a lot of money.
Yeah, well, these NIL deals, I'll tell you what. Jesuit starts at the 21-yard line.
Ooh.
Fullback dive up the gut. And the ball is loose.
ball's
It's on
loose.
the ground. It looks like Bellarmine has it.
There
It's
we
Bell's
go.
football is coming out of the fray.
And there's that Bell crowd getting loud after that fumble. Defense with a great explosive play right there.
That is Charles Swall, the defensive left end. Right man, right place. It's Bellarmine ball right outside of the red zone.
Whew, we know that guy's got a couple of offers. Man, that is a play he will remember for 4 years at least.
Well, a couple of physical connections by Bellarmine, obviously on the punt return, and then right up the front.
And there's
Looked
a
like it was
turnover
Hubbard
chain.
that fumbled it.
Turnover chain is alive and well.
We'll see if Bellarmine can capitalize. First down and 10 from the 23-yard line. Duarte in motion. Weber, empty backfield. Looks left.
There we go.
Now hits a quick hitter to the right. And an immediate tackle on the near sideline. Catch was made by Luke McNeil. Tackle Jack Paddock, pardon me.
If he would have gone outside, he probably have had a few extra yards there, but he cut inside, blown up by a linebacker. We got good fielding right now. I believe we're at the 24. So we'll at least get a field goal out of this if we don't turn it over. And talk about Bellarmine. And Bellarmine in the offense right now.
Loss of 1 on the play as Donahue moves into the backfield. Trips on the right side. Weber looking left over the middle,
is
and
he
it is
throwing to?
intercepted. I
What
think
are
he
we
got
doing?
hit while he was throwing it, and taking it back the opposite way
He's going.
is Chris Bieffingong
Come on,
Jr.
Weber.
And he cuts it back at the 30. 20. Donahue was able to finally keep him
Oh.
in front. He got stiff arm but brought him down, and what a return.
What was Nick doing there?
I apologize. That was Alan Cordano with the interception on the errant throw by Weber, and what a flip of the field.
We had Bellarmine had all that energy, had 2 plays, and then we just throw it away again. I mean, Bellarmine's offense has just got to get into the mental game. If we keep playing like this all night, it'll be a lot too little by the time this is over.
Well, after the turnover they force on defense, they give it right back. Second interception of the game thrown by Weber. Again, that one I think he was hit on, but results are what they are. Rios under center now. Bieffingong Jr. in the backfield. It's a handoff up the middle.
Ooh.
Paddock with a firm hit and then marching forward for a gain of 12, and that will take us to the second quarter.
Oh, will it?
I believe. They stopped the clock after the first. Now they run it, and there it goes. And so at the end of 1, the Jesuit Marauders on top of the Bellarmine Bells here in the 2024 home opener, 10-0. Evan Giddings alongside Luke Thomas. We'll be back with you with the second quarter after this. We begin the second quarter here at San Jose Community College. Evan Giddings alongside Luke Thomas with you for the home opener for Bellarmine. It is 10-0 Jesuit as the first play from the second quarter inside the 15-yard line goes nowhere in the run from the Marauders.
Good tackle by Judah Halapula there. A 6', 200-pound junior from Bellarmine. That was a good tackle there. Maybe got a little too excited, but good tackle for a loss.
Well, again, this was a defense that on the opposite side, or the preceding side of the quarter, forced a fumble inside Jesuit territory, but unfortunately Weber, 2 plays later, gave it right back on a second interception of the game. And so now the Marauders, after a 60-yard interception return, are knocking on the door. 3-step drop, ball to the far sideline, and it is caught, complete, touchdown Bellarmine. What a ball from Rios, and a catch on the opposite side.
What
a 14-yard score.
Who caught that? I believe that was Brody Bisbigilia. Pardon me if I say that wrong, but wow, what a catch, especially on a talented corner like Nate Bateman.
So Teddy Rios' first touchdown of the game, second touchdown on the season. As Mondragon's out for the extra point, and he will hook it. So the first miscue really of the game by the offensive side of the ball for Jesuit. And with 11:10 left, just a couple seconds into the second quarter, Luke, it's 16-0 Marauders.
Yeah. Man, that's a lot of energy there for the Bells, then lost it like that. But it'll be back soon. Those Bells don't back down. They remember they got good coaching staff, they got a good O-line, D-line. That's really all that matters when playing football. And probably a good quarterback too, but you know.
Well, it certainly helps also. Again, 6 turnovers so far through the first game and a half at this point, or not even a half into this game, and that's really been the Achilles' heels. You know, you talk about the offense, and there is talent, but it doesn't always matter when you're providing extra possessions to your opponents, especially one as talented as Jesuit. So we'll see if Bellarmine can try and operate with a bit more consistency on offense here on this drive.
Here's the kick.
Looks like it'll be Bavoni yet again. He's had a couple of nice returns tonight. Takes it from all the way back at the 5-yard line. This time has no room, as on the outside the tackle was made by Peyton Templeton.
5'10", 175 junior. Ooh, that was a good little rapid spin right there.
So Jesuit special teams, after getting gashed a couple times by Bavoni, shores up. And now Bellarmine will get their 4th opportunity on offense.
See if they can give something here. Right now, they have given 0 points.
And just 1 first down thus far. They've had the ball twice inside Jesuit territory. Once because of a fumble recovery by the defense, and the other due to a face mask penalty. Weber with Donahue in the backfield, turns and gives it to him. Donahue tries to spin off of one tackler, but gets wrapped up at the bottom. Lachetti there, the initial man in contact, and then a couple of white jerseys clean up, including Michael Bratzett, who had an interception earlier.
Yeah, that's a tough hit to take.
Weber last week threw for 171 yards and a touchdown against Menlo Atherton. Dominic Vaccaro was his top target. He's got 1 catch tonight. Last week he had 48 receiving yards and a lone aerial touchdown.
Pretty loaded up in the left side here. Might run a run.
Loss of 2 on the previous run by Donahue. It's 2nd and 12. Bavoni's in motion. It's a handoff to Donahue. He's got some room up the middle as he rushes all the way up past the 35 to the 36-yard line. First down, Bellarmine.
That's a good run right there. That's a little spark. He saw a little open lane. He took it, got the first down, 12 yards. Good gain right there.
Looked like a nice hit on the back end by Ryan Reeves for Jesuit. But some misdirection for Bellarmine. Able to open up the interior of this Jesuit defensive line. One again that across the board in those 4-man fronts Average is about 230, 235 pounds between the four. Two men in the backfield now. Weber with Duarte and Donahue. To the near side is Michael Fox. They'll run it towards the left side. Donahue trying to maneuver around the block of Duarte, but nowhere to go as he runs into the arms of Licchetti, and it's going to be a loss of 2.
Another negative run for the Bellarmine offense. I'm pretty sure the amount of positive yards and negative yards is balanced out to 0, which is not a good stat right now. Got to have a little more positive yards. Credit to this defense, though. They've been doing a good job of wrapping up the ball carriers.
Yeah, a few tackles for loss on the Jesuit side in this first quarter. They've made things very difficult for the Bells running game, and especially the sophomore Donahue. 2 yards back of Weber. 4-man rush, play action, throw over the middle. It's complete to Fox across midfield to the Jesuit 49-yard line. First down, Bellarmine.
There we go, little across the middle play there. That's a great way to get some yardage. Dangerous area, yeah, but if you need a little right through, you can get a few yards right there, and that's what they did.
Well, Weber drawing the linebackers in with that play action and then finding Michael Fox, on a crossing route, and a big pickup.
See, they got one in the backfield. Will they run Donahue again? Weber takes a snap, hands off to Donahue. Donahue running up the left side, cutting through the middle. Gets tackled.
And the ball came out at the end. Looks like it was recovered by Bellarmine. Fox falling on top of it. It's a gain of 6. So another nice run by Donahue.
Yeah, but another fumble. Gotta control that ball a little bit more, both sides. 2 fumbles. We aren't even in the third quarter yet.
Yeah, no harm, no foul on that fumble. And they're actually going to tack on a face mask penalty against Bellarmine on the back end. So that, in addition to the fumbles, probably what Donahue was frustrated about. After a nice run on first down, they're going to back them up. And so they'll be on the Bell's side of the 50-yard line.
Man, that's tough. Just those big run plays. Well, 6 yards isn't big, but we'll take anything. By with a penalty, just tough luck.
First down and 12. 2 wide receivers split out right. Fox to the near side. Weber turns, keeps it over the middle. Fox nearly complete. In coverage that time for Jesuit on the breakup, Chris B. Affiong Jr.
Tried to go for that same play. Corner knew it was coming, swatted it down. Unlucky.
Bellarmine trying to force the hand of the Jesuit defense over the middle yet again. And so now playing from behind the sticks. Duarte with Bavoni over on that far side of the field. Also Vaccaro as they now bring Duarte in motion. Weber hands off to Donahue. Makes the first man miss. Cuts it up left to the 40-yard line and then topples over the top of a Marauder for a first down. Big run by Donahue. 15.
Good run there, good blocks, and that's what you need to get past this Jesuit defense. If we could run that the entire game, looks good.
Well, did an excellent job of making the first man in the backfield miss. That was nearly a tackle for loss by Jesuit, and instead a chunk play for Bellarmine.
Got Donahue lined up on the left side this time.
He's been the bell cow back. No pun intended. From the 36 now. Weber with pressure, rolls right, manages to get rid of it, and coming back and nearly making the catch was Vaccaro. Well, fortunate perhaps that Jesuits' Dewar didn't get his head around. He was playing the receiver instead of the ball. Passed just right by him, and so it's incomplete.
Oh, man, that's another little mistake right there. He threw into the crowd, hoped his receiver would get it, but at 2 versus 1, Jesuit on 2 Jesuit guys on 1 Bell guy, I'm just not liking those on. Throw into the sidelines. You keep the yardage. No harm, no foul. Better than a sack, better than an interception. I see nothing to it.
No doubt. 7:17 left here in the second. Bellarmine aiming for his first points of the ball game here on this drive. Duarte settles as Donahue takes the handoff. Left, gets one block, and then is tackled by his shoestrings by Luchetti. And it's a short gain, picks up about 2, maybe 3, sets up 3rd and long.
That left side run has both with them taken on and off in this game. There'll be big left side runs, and there'll be small left side runs. Switching up to the right side, I don't know. Maybe they see something I don't, but playing to that bigger side of the field might be an advantage for the Bells.
Well, Bellarmine trying to run behind the big man on the left side, Connor Johnstone, 6'4", 270, and then on the right, Richard Steele, a 6'3", 310-pound right tackle. So they have some size on the edges to provide protection for Weber, who fires over the middle, complete to Fox, right at the sticks. He fights for it, and the question will be, do they give it to him? He is right there at the marker.
Yeah, he got it.
And it looks like they're going to move the chains.
There we go. Last time I said at least we'll get a field goal out of this. I forgot to add if we don't turn over. If we don't turn over, at least we'll get a field goal out of this and get some points on the board. Bring the hype up in this crowd. Looks like it's already hyped enough.
Well, this drive has already spanned 4+ minutes for Bellarmine. Started all the way back at their own 26-yard line.
Taking their sweet, sweet time here. Looks like a run play.
Now at the 25 of Jesuit. Weber takes it, hands off. Donahue wiggling his way through, patiently creeping his way up the left hash and inside the 20 to the 19.
Great move there. He faked outside, which he's been doing, but he cut back inside. Usually dangerous because you have those big linemen on the line, but he faked them out so hard, didn't even know it was there.
So
Great
he
run.
slithers his way for 8 yards. 2nd down and short now for Bellarmine. Finally operating with some consistency and balance on offense, but the driving force on this drive has been Justin Donahue. Weber.
See if he can keep it up here.
Hands
Blitz
it off
coming.
again. Manages to
work
his way left. He's got a crease. 10,
Get there,
5, towards the pylon.
Yeah.
And he's in for the touchdown.
That's a Toddy.
A 19-yard scamper by Donahue.
And look at this crowd loving it.
And Bellarmine is on the board.
Great run there. We see the flags coming now. This crowd is alive and well. Donahue with a great run to the outside, which he's been doing all game. But he finally said, nah, I'm going to take this one to the house. Did it. And look at what he's done. 16-6. If they can get this extra point, it'll be 16-7. Great way as we're coming to an end to the second quarter.
So out to attempt the extra point is going to be Micah Robinson after Justin Donahue's first touchdown of 2024 and the first home touchdown of the season for the Bellarmine Bells.
It's a good way. Might not like it being from behind, but we'll take a touchdown. And looks like there's a little pause in the game right now.
So it looked like it was something
There's a football.
wrong
Lost
with
the football there. I don't think you can play football without the football. Probably an important part to it.
If I had to guess. So brand new pigskin.
I think it was the old one. I think they just lost it because he threw it so far in the celebration.
Robinson's ready. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up.
Right through the uprights.
And it is good. So tack on one more. And all of a sudden, Bellarmine with life. 16-7 at the 5:06 mark of the second quarter. And we'll be back with more in the first half here at San Jose Community College. After the 19-yard touchdown run by Justin Donahue, Bellarmine trails Jesuit here at home on the home opener, 16-7. Evan Giddings alongside Luke Thomas. And, well, you said it, Luke, right before the drive, if they can avoid a turnover, 2 interceptions thus far, you finally get some consistency, put in the hands of your bell cow back. Look what happens.
Yep. If they don't have the 2 interceptions, that at least equals 6 points, and will bring them to a close game here. Though now they have to fight in a 9-point game. Still 2 scores, but it's a reasonable comeback.
Yeah, perhaps a very different ball game, also accounting for the fact that Jesuit, as Robinson kicks off, it's a boomer all the way back and into the end zone for a touchback. You also take into account the fact that those 2 turnovers led to advantageous positions for Jesuit. They've only had 1 drive where they've had to move down the field and really earn potential points, and that turned into a field goal attempt. So if Bellarmine can try and play bend but don't break defense, take care of the football on offense, this game is certainly not over.
Yep, that defense got to hold up, but more importantly, that offense cannot have turnovers. It's just killing the game. Let's see what the offensive Jesuit can do here. They're up right now, but that defense is not going to give up.
It was essentially a 6-minute drive on the last scoring drive for Bellarmine as the first ball thrown
ball.
up by Jesuit, and it is a caught jump ball at the Bellarmine 45-yard line, and it was hauled in by Ryan Reeves on a beautiful ball tossed up by Teddy Rios. And now there's a flag after the play.
Oh, yeah.
Some extracurriculars.
Little taunting there. He got a little too excited from that catch. Indeed, it was a great catch, but you have to know your boundaries. If you don't know your boundaries, ball goes backwards, not worth it.
And so after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct will be against Jesuit. And so that is going to put a bit of a dent into the 45-yard reception by Reeves.
Yep. That coach is not happy. I'm sure he's getting chewed out next practice. You just cannot over-celebrate in a high school game.
Pardon me, the 35-yard reception. That'll back him up 15 to the 40-yard line.
Yep. They still gain at least 10 yards from it, though. But
yeah, a net pickup of 20.
Loading up the line here. It's pretty, a lot of people there. I think it might be a run here. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to pass the one guy when you have an entire army of just girthy boys?
Yeah, 2 backs in the backfield. It's a handoff.
Good block.
This time it's Hubbard.
Oh, take it down.
And he runs into Nico Tatum. First time we've called the senior middle linebacker as he picks up the tackle and is excited about it on a gain of 2.
I mean, you got to do whatever you can to hype up the crowd. Just don't do too much. You don't want to get that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That's just not good.
That's true, Luke. We did just see 15 go the other way due to that.
Yeah,
but Tatum, one of the captains of this team, trying to excite his sideline as well as the home crowd here for Bellarmine.
Yep. Home crowd's just excited to see the play. They haven't seen some Bellarmine football in a while.
First time since the end of last season, right here at San Jose Community College. It's a quick hitter to the far side, and it is incomplete. Perhaps a miscommunication between Rios and Cordano. Cordano was wide open, but he took a step back towards the line of scrimmage, and Rios led him a little bit too much.
Yeah, that was a lucky break for the Bell defense. There wasn't many guys over there, and he might have gotten the first down, but lucky break there. You learn from that one. Don't let that happen again.
The only person on that side of the field was Roman Juni. And so instead of a completion and potentially a big play, it is 3rd down and 8. Ball at the Jesuit 42-yard line. Bells put 5 in the line of scrimmage, looking like they're bringing the blitz. Make it 7 enter the fray as a run up the middle is taken and tackled short of the line to get. And that is BFing on Jr. And he's going to be 2 yards short on the rush of 6. And they're going to go for it.
I'll look like a little quick play here.
Opportunity for the Bells defense. 4th down and 2. Line
stop
against
him.
midfield.
Stop
it's
him.
a handoff to Hubbard, and he has the first down and more past the 45-yard line into Bellarmine territory.
Ah, man. They expect to run in the middle. They loaded up the middle, but they just not expect the outside. Got to be excited for all things in this game.
Yeah, quick handoff and some misdirection. Speed and precision that time by Jesuit extends the drive. pencil that play, a potential big one as we move towards the tail end of this first half. Jesuit could have been content with punting, keeping that 9-point lead, and maybe getting Bellarmine into the locker room without any more points, but instead they choose to get aggressive. It's a handoff to Bieffigon Jr. up the middle. He continues to churn the legs, and he will gain about 7. Down close to the 35.
And you mentioned that rushing yards went for about 300-plus yards or 200-plus.
341 last week.
341. That's 3 football fields. If you already know that they're going to run it a lot, you got to prepare they're going to run it a lot, and that's what they've been doing, running it a lot.
Yes, they have. A couple substitutions in the defensive line for Bellarmine. As quickly to the line goes Jesuit. Second down and short from the 36. It's a pass play. Rio sloughs it near side, and that ball is hauled in and caught by Noah Briseño. Ball was put on his helmet. Tight coverage by Nate Bateman, but it's a big completion and first down inside the 20.
And if Nate Bateman turned around, I think he would have had an interception there, but great catch by the Jesuit Marauders. And there's a penalty after the play. I think it was a holding on Bellarmine, so the ball will advance even farther after the catch.
19-yard reception by Briseño. They don't tack on any more, but it goes down to the 17. Now 7 in the box for Bellarmine. It's a run play. Bieffigon Jr. sidesteps a man at the line of scrimmage, sprints up the middle of the field, reaches for the goal line, and he breaks the plane, and he is in. A 17-yard burst by Jesuit as Chris Bieffigon Jr. puts the Marauders back on the board.
Man, that's just a tough play. Did everything right. Our running back's just shifty. But, you know, you gotta prepare for shifty running backs. And here goes the kicker right now.
Mondrag is out for the extra point. Well, about a 2.5-minute response there as Jesuit marches up the field, and the kick is up, and it is good. So tack on one more, 23-7, with 2 minutes and 31 seconds left here in the first half. I'll be back with the remainder of it and Bellarmine on offense after this. So after a quick, explosive drive by Jesuit that's capped off by a 17-yard touchdown by Chris Bieffigon Jr., it is 23-7. And the Road Marauders have a 16-point edge here in Bellarmine's home opener. Evan Giddings and Luke Thomas with you as Luca Bavoni takes it back from inside his own 5-yard line. Wiggles his way up to the 20. Is hit a couple times and then dragged down. Forward progress will put him at the 20, and that's where Bellarmine will start.
And that is his first non-30-plus return of the game. So that's just show you the amount of spark the Bells kick return has, but still, a good 20 yards is good 20 yards. I'm not mad with that one.
Yeah, he's been dangerous in space, and now it's just a matter of being able to get him some green grass to operate with. Jesuit doing a fine job there with their special teams coverage.
It's like the refs have a little meeting right now. I think they're arguing which ball to use.
I think there was a penalty after the play, a personal foul on Bellarmine that's going to back them up. And that should be half the distance to the goal. So an uphill battle for Bellarmine. It was scored just once today. It was on their previous drive, and with the help of their running back and Justin Donahue, marched right down the field. A more methodical drive that took about 5.5 or 6 minutes. They do not have that luxury right now. 2:21 left in the half.
Yeah, just penalties and runs. Let's see what the backfield could do with Nick Weber and Justin Donahue.
Weber and Donahue along with Duarte. It's a turn and handoff to Donahue. Patiently trying to create some time to move up the middle, but Jesuit fills the hole, and that's Jack Paddock with the tackle.
Mops them immediately. There's a swarm of white jerseys on Justin Donahue.
And these white jerseys, understandably so, have had the majority of their eyes on number 22. A sophomore filling in for the injured Reese McKeever, taking over last week against Menlo Atherton and being handed the reins here in the home opener tonight. Second game of the season for the Bells, trying to get into the win column as Weber drops back, hits an open Fox on the near side, close to the 20-yard line, and he is wrapped up by Jesuits' Rocco Lucchetti.
Looks like that's been working so far. Just a little stick route. Get up, push your man off, get the ball. Maybe that's what's working for the Bells right now.
Well, they got to move a little bit faster. Under 90 seconds to go here in this first half. Ball still inside the 20. Third down. Weber fires over the middle, nearly intercepted. Dropped by Paddock, and that was nearly a disaster for Bellarmine.
I don't know what he was doing on that one. It looks like he overthrew it, but from this angle, it could have been in front or behind. But it was right in the hands of the Jesuit defense for a possible third turnover and a possible pick six, only 30 yards away. I mean, quarterback game has got to step up here.
I was just about to mention the fact that the only thing you can't do in this situation is turn the ball over. So the Bells catch a break as now their junior kicker and punter, Michael Robinson will loft into the air, and a fair catch is taken by Ryan Reeves at midfield.
What was that, a 50-yard punt? That's pretty good.
Close to about 35 yards, close to 40. Still a nice boot by Robinson, and maybe more importantly, is remember, Luke, it was Reeves that got blown up on that first punt, and this time he takes the fair catch.
Yeah, we are.
Lessons learned.
Smart move, because you saw Bellarmine was coming in, and he was going to lay him out. And from what I've heard, they're not really nice about laying you out. It is a boom, bam concept. Boom, bam, you're on the ground.
Oh, you're telling me that people in football aren't too cordial? They're not too kind about just lying you flat and softly on the ground?
Well, freshman games, you know.
A little less heated contact here at the varsity level. Bellarmine certainly with some velocity on a few of their tackles tonight. First down and 10 from the 50-yard line. It's a quick pitch and hit to the outside. Catch is made by Cordano.
Wow.
Sidesteps a defender and wiggles his way to the 41-yard line. It's a pitch and catch of 9.
I think we saw that play earlier. It was the one they had a miscommunication, and they communicate on it. I think the Bells saw the exact same play, did nothing about it. They just had good communication on Jesuit, and Bellarmine said, oh, same thing. He's not going to catch it again. He caught it again.
And first time out of the game is taken, this time by Jesuit. And so the first of 3 used by Marlon Blanton, the Jesuit head coach. And that will present a second and short situation. 60 seconds left in the first half. Bellarmine has all 3 of their timeouts, should they choose to use them. And really at this point, it just feels like defensively it's about keeping the plays in front of you. I know you're down 16. You want to try and make the heroes play. Maybe you get a turnover, something explosive on that side of the ball. But you can also allow something explosive. And the last thing you want in this situation is to give up a touchdown going into the half.
Yeah, that's what everybody's thinking on either side of the ball, especially on the bench, too. They're all thinking, if I could just coach put me in and make that one hero play and get this crowd hyped, this game could turn around flat.
Wouldn't be surprised if Jesuit also is a bit conservative considering they get the ball to begin the second half. Also might mean they get aggressive. They put 3 wide receivers to the near side. High snap, handoff, and into the backfield. Tackle for loss.
Don't get too excited. There's still allowed to play, but you are down by 3 touchdowns.
And
so.
that is Henry M. Clark, the 6'2", 230-pound senior with a tackle for loss. Third down and 5 now. It's a big shot to Jesuit's drive. Shotgun look.
Oh, come on, get him.
Rios has to get rid of it and does. Ball got back, I believe, to the line of scrimmage, so no grounding, but fourth down coming up as the Bells forced to stop.
That's a weird call, though, because that was grounding in my eyes. I mean, who was he going to throw it to? The Tiger in the middle of the field? He's not catching that one. That was just throw to the ground. Should have been called grounding. Farther back.
Well, either way, Jesuit looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 5 with 34 seconds left in the game. Or pardon me, in the first half, I should say. Got an entire half left here.
Get him.
Handoff up the
And
middle.
he got it.
And that's a big run. And this one is going to go 40, 5 yards as Jack Paddock takes it up the gut and takes it to the crib. And with 25 seconds left in the first half, Jesuit is a point away from 30.
Man, that is a gut punch to this defense. And you can see on the sidelines, too. They're also feeling it. Man, that run is going to kill them. I'm not surprised if they go for 300 again tonight. Unless Bellarmine does something, it contains that run, we come back, and there's a party in the stands. Burgers. The whole dream comes true. But right now, kicking for an extra field goal, going for 30 if they make this one, which would make the score 7-30. And,
that's a fumble snap by the holder. Mondragon is looking for a man in the back of the end zone. Nearly finds him, but it's incomplete. So a failed extra point attempt, 29-7 for the Marauders.
Don't see much of those now. Failed snaps on a field goal. You could jump on it, or you could try to throw it. I mean, on an interception, I don't think if the defense takes it back on an extra point, it's any points. Is it? I don't think that's true.
It is in the NFL.
Huh. I don't know if it is high school, but.
Obviously some different rules between professional and non. Either way, Bellarmine is going to need some more points in the second half because they trail by 3 touchdowns. And honestly, looking back, Luke, at this first half while we have some time, it's really been a couple of plays. The 2 interceptions and then the 2 fourth downs, one of which was on the second drive that eventually led to a 16-yard completion and touchdown from Rios. But then, of course, the last 4th down was a 45-yard touchdown run, and that was from Jack Paddock. So a couple of 4th downs and a couple of interceptions. 4 plays, really, the difference in this first half.
Yeah, that's going to be the difference. Maybe you could have a 1st down touchdown, 3rd down touchdown, or 2nd down touchdown, but you most certainly could not get a 4th down touchdown. As right here we got, take it down to the backfield. Luca Bavoni caught the ball, but just take it down for extra yards.
Got wrapped up a little bit and taken back. Fortunately, he comes up okay. Looking all right. But Bellarmine with 19 seconds left might just kneel this ball.
Well.
Or run it and take it into the locker room. But
Coach Jesus, Fonte, if I know him, he's thinking, I'm throwing this ball deep downfield. I'm having my main wide receiver catching it. And let's get a touchdown before going to the locker room. Because running it here, you get a big break. Well, you also have the fact that you have 2 timeouts. So you could run and get a timeout. What will he do here? Nick Weber with a snap, hands it off.
And they're going to run it to Donahue. Tries the left side, but runs into Rocco Lucchetti.
Won't call a timeout.
They will not call that timeout. And so Bellarmine, understandably so, doesn't want to perhaps do any more damage to themselves in the first half, and so they will take it into the locker room. Jesuit with 4 first-half touchdowns leads 29-7, including a 45-yard run with under 30 seconds left in the half. Bellarmine will kick. Jesuit will receive as we come back with the second half and third quarter in just about 15 minutes. Stick right here. Evan Giddings alongside Luke Thomas with you from San Jose Community College. This is a Bellarmine football home opener.
Where do we have the guys? Just use this. Okay. Okay. We might hear it. That's all. I think he's trying to talk to us. I'm not either. I don't know. Hey. Okay. Okay, good, because for whatever reason, it's not coming through the walkie-talkie up here. So give me a wave and I'll start. Once again, if I can have your attention, as we take a break from the exciting action on the field, let us unite to honor the brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces and our dedicated local first responders. A night of great importance to me. My grandfather served in both World War I and World War II, my dad in Vietnam, and he was a special agent in the FBI for 25 years. The courage and commitment of all these men keep America and our communities safe and serve as an inspiration to us all. As part of Bellarmine's salute to service, we are joined tonight by several special honorees. Please join me as we welcome them to the field, where they will each be recognized and receive a special gift in thanks for their years of dedicated service from our Bellarmine principal, Rod Jemison. First up tonight, we'd like to honor retired U.S. Army Lieutenant General D. Scott McKean, a member of the Bellarmine class of 1986. General McKean's distinguished military career spanned over 3 decades. He held various leadership positions, including commanding multiple divisions overseas and serving in key roles at the Pentagon. Known for his strategic vision and commitment to service, General McKean played a pivotal role in several critical operations globally. After retiring, he has mentored future leaders and supported veterans initiatives, emphasizing the importance of veteran and of service and community engagement. His ongoing service continues to inspire those in the military and beyond. Next up, before entering private practice, Brigadier General James Lassard served as an assistant district attorney in San Francisco, where he is known for his dedication to public service, justice, and legal excellence. A 1960 graduate of Bellarmine, he served in the U.S. Army Reserve, achieving the rank of Brigadier General, where he led legal operations in the Judge Advocate General Corps. Additionally, he spent 5 years as an assistant United States attorney, specializing in organized crime prosecution. Beyond his legal career, General Lassard actively advocates for veterans' rights and engages in community outreach initiatives promoting justice and support for those in need. Thank you, General Lassard. Next up, Ming Chin is a distinguished former California Supreme Court Associate Justice, serving from 1996 to 2018. He also graduated from Bellarmine in 1960 before earning a doctorate of jurisprudence from the University of San Francisco. After he graduated from law school, Justice Chin served 2 years as a captain in the United States Army, including a year in Vietnam, where he was awarded the Army Commendation Medal and the Bronze Star. Appointed by Governor Pete Wilson, he was the first Asian American to hold a position on the court. Justice Chin is known for his insightful legal opinions and commitment to justice, particularly in DNA, toxic tort insurance coverage, surrogate parents, and hate crimes. Outside the courtroom, Justice Chin advocates for diversity in the judiciary and actively participates in community outreach initiatives to the traditionally underrepresented. Thank you, Judge Chin. Joseph Franzia is a legend in California's wine industry. He's also a graduate of Bellarmine class of 1960, like our previous 2 honorees. After graduating from Bellarmine and attending Santa Clara University, he enlisted and served as a captain in the U.S. Marine Corps during the Vietnam War. Captain Franzia was awarded a Bronze Star and 3 Purple Hearts during his service to his country. After the Marine Corps, he founded Bronco Wine Company in 1973 alongside his brother, Fred T. Franzia, and his cousin, John Franzia. Continuing his mission to serve, Joseph is the driving force behind the Bronco Wine Company's support of Toys for Tots, an organization established in 1947 by a Marine Corps reservist. Thank you, Joseph. Next up, Anthony Mata is a retired chief of police for the San Jose Police Department, where he served with dedication for over 30 years. Known for his commitment to community policing, justice, and public safety, Chief Mata played a pivotal role in enhancing police-community relations and implementing innovative crime prevention strategies. Throughout his career, he held various leadership positions, demonstrating a strong focus on diversity and inclusion within the department. Since his retirement, he has advocated for policing reform and mentorship, sharing his expertise with law enforcement agencies and communities around the United States. Thank you, Chief Mata. And while he can't join us tonight, I am very pleased to announce our next honoree, my dear personal friend, Juan Navarro. A dedicated, longtime employee of Bellarmine, Mr. Navarro is a proud Vietnam veteran, having served his country for 2 years in combat. A graduate of Lincoln High School in San Jose, he furthered his education at Mission College. For over 30 years, Mr. Navarro has volunteered as a scorekeeper for Bellarmine football, demonstrating his commitment to the school and its athletic programs. His passion for service extends beyond the field as he actively supports various community initiatives embodying the values of leadership and dedication that have inspired Bellarmine students for generations. And now I would like to invite those currently serving or anyone who served in the U.S. Armed Forces to please stand. And if you are currently serving or have served as a first responder, police, fire, nurse, or medical professional, please stand. As we celebrate our honorees and all of you standing, let us recognize that your service and sacrifices are representative of the Ignatian tradition of living as men and women for and with others. Your selfless acts embody the essence of service, reminding us all to give back to our communities and support one another. Let's all give a big round of applause for all these amazing, incredible individuals. Bellarmine Bells and Jesuit Marauders, thank you for joining us in our salute to service. Now, let's enjoy the second half of the game.
socializing. He's fresh. I'm sure he is, but at the same time, yeah.
Welcome back for the start of the second half here at San Jose Community College. Evan Giddings alongside Luke Thomas with you here on YouTube on the Bellarmine channel. Thank you all for joining, whether you are Bells fans or the Road Jesuit side, peeping their team right now up 29-7 after a few first half touchdowns, and really the biggest one with 25 seconds left in the first half, a 45-yard scamper by Paddock on a 4th and 5 from just beyond midfield has catapulted them into a commanding lead of 22 points. And so Michael Robinson will prepare to kick off for Bellarmine. And back at their own 10-yard line, a pair of return men for Jesuit, including Reeves, along with Cordano. Robinson will send a high end-over-end kick through the night air as Reeves will take it at his own 10-yard line. Following a couple of white jerseys, he's got some room to run, bends the corner 30, 40, across midfield, one man to beat, and he does. It's a sprint, 90-yard touchdown as Ryan Reeves begins the second half with a bang. Burst out of a cannon, and it's all Jesuit here on the road. Well, Ryan Reeves had a small convoy of jerseys of Jesuit Marauders that took him around the right edge, and then again really had one man to get around to beat to that edge, and he did. Breakaway speed from the 5'10", 175-pound junior, and that is how the second half begins. 11:46, just 14 seconds into the third quarter. So all three phases of the game clicking right now for the Marauders. And the extra point is up, and it is good. So the score is 36-7 after 14 seconds here in the second quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
After that 90-yard return by Ryan Reeves, Jesuit Marauders are up 36-7 in the start of the third quarter. Not a good look right now. In the backfield, you got Voni and McNeil. Going to Bavoni. Oh, he drops the ball. Voni has taken out the middle, going to the sideline, goes back and forth, and swarmed around the 11-yard line. Maybe should have gotten outside there, but it's all right. It's a good game.
Yeah, Bavoni's had some really nice returns tonight, and it feels like Jesuit is kind of picked up where they've left off to begin this second half instead of on offense or defense as special teams. So Bellarmine's offense needs a response right now.
Got to pull away something here. I mean, 36-7. That's only like 4 touchdowns. And with about 30 minutes or 24 minutes left of the game clock, still do it. Weber takes it to the backfield, hands it off to Donahue, and gets tackled for a loss in the backfield. Loses about 2 yards. I think he's on the 8-yard line. swarmed by the linebackers of Jesuit.
Yeah, and because of the job that defensive line has been doing, it makes it easier for someone like Alex DeWar to just come in from that safety position and clean up.
Yeah, you see a blitz on the strong side linebackers. That may be a reason why they're tackling in the backfield. O-line's got to see that one. And Carver takes it on the snap. Looks like he's going to pass right now. Rolls back to the right side. He's going to take it himself. Gets a few yards, makes a few tackles, trying to bring him down. Can't bring him down. Finally down at the line of scrimmage, 10 yards away from the first down at about the 13, 14-yard line. Good run there, good awareness. Instead of throwing it away, he takes it up the middle. That's not a turnover. That's yards, and that's good for the team.
A lot of physicality on display there from Nicholas Weber. I mean, he dragged about 4 white jerseys 4 yards in order to get that gain.
Better than an interception for sure. 2 guys in the backfield. Got motion from Duarte. Weber takes it. He's going to pass. Looks to his right. Passes out to Donahue. Donahue gets a block. Goes out the outside lines. Takes down the sideline and gets to around the 30 yards. Here's a first down. First down for the Bells. And that's a second way to start the quarter.
Well, and that's where Donahue's been most successful, is in space and able to kind of swing him out. Got about 19 yards on the pitch and catch. And credit to Weber also putting in a position where Donahue could just catch the ball and continue to keep running at full speed.
Yep. Looks like Bells are being a little more smarter on the offense here. 2 in the backfield. Weber takes it. Going to hand off. Donahue going out the middle. Good run. He got the block. Gets about 8 yards before being brought down to the 40-yard line by the Jesuit Marauders. It's been a tough game for an inside run, especially when you have guys like Jack Patlock, a 6'185" 185 junior, guarding you up the entire time. It's been off and on that night. Nick Weber snaps, takes it to the backfield, hands it off to Donahue. Donahue stopped behind the line of scrimmage, maybe loses about 4 yards. It's third down.
Well, and you mentioned the size up front, Luke. I mean, it's been Luke Johnston, who's 265. That time, Duncan Broden, who's 6'5", 280 pounds, came right through the middle and was able to wrestle down the ball carrier. So it's not just the speed they have on the back end, but also the muscle that they can kind of bruise teams with on the interior.
Yeah, and that's just a tough way. That's true good of football. It's the O-line and D-line. Nick Weber, low snap, takes it to the backfield, looks for a pass, passes it. Oh, dropped. That is a dropped ball by Luca Bavoni. Would have had the first down. That was fourth down. I'll say it. They have been playing a safer drive than the previous ones. They have been turnovers, fumbles, maybe a little bit of miscommunication, but this drive, I thought they did it really well. Played safe, played smart, got a few yards, but not the outcome they wanted. Now they're going to have to punt it back to Jesuit.
Well, I thought Weber, that was a really nice ball. He threaded it over the top of the middle linebacker, Jack Paddock, but Mavoni couldn't come up with it.
Oh, and he kicks it off his own man. What is he going to do? He standed there awkwardly, landed on the ball, and Jesuit will have it at the 26-yard line. I don't know what happened there.
Just a low kick, and I think actually Jesuit might have caught a break because he nearly punted that into a oncoming Marauder special teams member, which of course would have flipped the possession and actually might have been Bellarmine ball. But regardless, I think just kind of a low snap, low kick, an unfortunate miscue on special teams.
Yeah, and the coach is not happy about that, infuriated on the sidelines. Now Jesuit has the ball. Great territory. Looking to put up another touchdown, coming out quick right here.
Yeah, those are the mistakes that can really hurt you.
Teddy Rios with 2 backers in the backfield. Takes a snap, hands it off to one of them. Goes on the outside wrong. Brought down by Emmanuel Flores. Good roll right there. Gains about 3-4 yards on that play. Probably closer to 3 yards. Second down.
And not an easy man to tackle. I believe that was Miles Hubbard, who's had some wiggle to his game so far tonight, but still able to step in and make the tackle. Just a 2-yard gain.
Yeah. Here goes Rios with it. Again, 2 backs in the backfield, and the O-line is loaded up with everyone. Hands it off. Gets a good block to the outside. Tackled. After about a 7-yard gain. Taken down, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
Well, after 2 touchdowns last week, Alan Cordano has been used kind of as that bruiser, that battering ram of a running back for Jesuit. And that time, not much creativity, just right up the gut.
That's the way they've been playing the entire night. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep running up the middle. How we got? Rios takes a snap. Almost misses the handoff, but handed up off the middle for a first down. Great run.
Again, it looked like Flores stepping in and just dropping the shoulder. Unfortunately, he didn't tag him before the down to get, but at the very least, Bellarmine's inside their own territory, a disadvantageous position. They've made Jesuit earn every single yard this far.
Yeah, they've had to earn yards with great blocking, but at some point, you got to tackle the guy. You can't just run forever. And it looks like they're going to do that same formation again. Loaded up on the right side, 2 backers with the Rios in the backfield. He's going to take a under center snap. Rios takes a snap. He's going to pass it this time. Throws it up. Lofts it. Almost caught, but deflected by Luke McNeil breaks up that one. That could have been a touchdown right there, but Luke McNeil said, nuh-uh.
Yeah, that was a really nice play. Got his head around. If it was a little short, he might have had a chance to pick it off.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to get past there. But here we go. Another run up the middle. We'll have the first down. I think stopped a little bit short, about 4 yards off the first down. And that brings up 3rd down. Now, the Marauders have to convert it on 3rd down, but they've converted on 4th downs the most.
That's true. Yeah, 3rd down they've kind of used as an extra down. Wouldn't be surprised to see him put it on the ground here because they feel confident they're 2 for 2 on 4th down so far that they can pick it up anyways.
I mean, when you have those 2 running backs in the backfield, why not? You'll get at least 4 yards, but here he is in shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield. And a flag is thrown. False start by the offense. Somebody jumped the gun. A little excited there, 5 yards back.
I mean, even still, though, this isn't necessarily a surefire passing down for Jesuit. And still probably 4-down territory for them, even being up 29 points.
Well, expecting here is a little bit trickier. I think they might go for a pass here because they know on a run, they'll at least get 9 yards, or probably opposite. They'll probably go run, then pass, because run will at least get them 4 yards unless tackle in the backfield. But, you know, what does the coach of Jesuit have in mind? What will he do?
Bellarmine is in guessing mode.
Yep. Rios takes it to the backfield, fakes the handoff, pressured, throws it, short, incomplete, and now it's 4th down. What will you do here? Of 36-7, 5:41 in the 3rd. Do you take the field goal, or do you make a statement and say, yeah, we're beating you, we're going to beat you by a lot?
Well, I'm a little surprised they're not kicking him, but at this point, you can pretty much do whatever you want, but it does look like now they're going to bring out the special teams unit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that was an interesting play call on that 3rd down and long. They had Victor Cubero, open in the flat. Throw was just a little flat by Teddy Rios, but if completed, he had some room to run. It might have ended up picking up the first.
Yeah, that's the dangerous thing about those outsides. Those corners have got to see those routes. There's a kick. That looks like it'll be right through the uprights. And 39-7 with about 6 minutes left in the 3rd. What can the Bells do now? You can see Coach Diaz-Infante over there just looking down like, what is he doing? He knows. He knows he played hard today, but there's still a quarter left, and he knows that.
And also about a 31-yard field goal there from Mondragon. He's been just about perfect today on field goals, has missed a couple of extra points, one of which wasn't his fault. It was a drop snap, but the kicking game for Jesuit has also been top-notch tonight.
Yeah, they've only missed one field goal, and I believe it was off a block, if I'm not mistaken, earlier in the first. But the rest of the night, he's been pretty spot on. He's got a big leg. The only problem I see with it's a little low, and it may be low, but it gets to the upright, so it's
Yes,
all
it
right.
does. No doubt.
Yep. In the backfield for Bellarmine, we have Bavoni and McNeil. Goes to Bavoni. Bavoni takes up the middle, and he slips the 23-yard line. He's pissed about that call. Not that call, excuse me. He's pissed about that play. He knows he could have ran for at least another 5 yards. It's been a great night for Bavoni. He's about 2 or 3 30-yard runs, which have led to some explosiveness from this crowd. But even with his runs, his offense has just not been able to complete. See if they can change it around this one. Got Nick Weber in the backfield with 2 backers. Strong D line for Jesuit. Weber takes a snap, fakes his handoff, passes it. McNeil gets a block, goes up about 2 or 3 yards and stopped and taken out of bounds. Taken out of bounds by Victor Krubero, who wraps him out. Wraps him up about the 28-yard line, 29.
And with about 5.5 minutes left in this third quarter, it's really just about trying to get some sort of momentum of your Bellarmine. I mean, the game itself, barring a miraculous comeback, might be a bit out of hand, but building those habits from here on out, a strong final stretch of the third and fourth quarter could do wonders in the long run.
Yeah, at this point, you just want to play hard and show. They don't give up. They'll play hard. Weber takes a snap, hands it off. Taken down by the big man. Number 79, Tristan McLaughlin, a 6'4", 270 senior. Just wraps him up and jumps on him. When you're that big, you don't even need a tackle. You just have to wrap him up, jump on him. You've made a pancake. All you need to do.
Yeah, there's probably not a lot of players on either side tonight that are going to be moving him, especially around the Foothill League.
I've been surprised. I haven't seen a sack from him yet. Probably forced a few turnovers. Well, here we go, 3rd and 1. Nick Weber in the shotgun, hands it off to Donahue. Donahue up the middle. He gets a few yards, gets the first down, a little bit more. 6-yard gain from Donahue. Gets the first down. That's what's been keeping this offense and this crowd alive.
Oh,
Just the runs.
Nice run. He also avoided Templeton's tackle to get an extra 2 or 3 yards, and that's where Donahue has, I think, done a nice job. He hasn't really gone backwards much tonight, if at all, and in fact, he's been able to turn a couple of nothing plays into something more.
Yeah, it's been a great night for Donahue, but not a great night for the passing.
Yeah.
We see Christian Duarte go in motion. Nick Weber in a shotgun formation. Weber takes a snap, hands it off to Donahue. Donahue with another run, goes to the outside, makes a man miss, tries to barrel through a linebacker, but nothing there, and about a loss of 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Cubero again, 5'7", 140 pounds, but absolutely fearless. Just sticking his shoulder right between the 2 and the 2 of Donahue to make that tackle.
He's not scared of anyone bigger than him. He's been making tackles a lot tonight. Very dangerous on the Jesuit linebacker side. Here we are. Bellarmine in a passing formation on 2nd and 10. Takes the snap, hands off to Donahue again. Donahue up the middle with a good cut. He's going to get the first down at about 2 yards. Keeping this offense alive. Donahue has almost been single-handedly giving this crowd energy. I mean, every time you see him run, you see reactions from this crowd.
Yeah, Justin Donahue has been the definition of relentless tonight, and as a back that probably was not expected to do much before McKeever's injury, he's really stepped into the spotlight.
Yeah, taking over after McKeever's injury last weekend. He's in our prayers. A very rough injury, but here we go. Nick Weber in the shotgun formation. Calls motion on Christian Duarte. Weber takes a snap. Fake handoff. Looking deep. Has time. Rolls out. There's a flag on the play. Throws it. Overthrown. Was wide open, but nothing. Looks like there'll be a holding call on the offense. That'll bring about 5 yards.
Yeah, a little unfortunate, too, and maybe that was the reason why Weber had so much time, but he did have Dominic Vaccaro, his favorite wide receiving target, moving upfield. Vaccaro sort of flattened out. If he had trailed and moved a little bit upfield, might have been able to give Weber an easier angle to float that ball in, but, of course, would have been called back regardless on the hold.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing tonight. I've been seeing pretty good O-line at some points, like just then. Also, there was a hold, so we don't know. But other than that, O-line's been good just for a little spotty moments, few sacks, few blitzes. But they've been holding up this entire game. Ref's got a whistle.
Well, and also remember in high school, it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So,
Really?
effectively at that point, a 15-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage, which will back him up all the way to
Whoa.
the 35.
Yeah, I just saw that now. That is looks like it'll be a 2nd and 19, if I am not mistaken. And they're moving the ball. I don't know where.
To about looks like the 41-yard line.
Yeah, 41-yard line. So still 2nd and 19. I think the ball was just placed farther back. At this point, I think you would pass it or hand it off to Donahue.
Whatever's going to get you yards.
Yep, Weber calls for a motion. Heavy load on the right side. Weber gets a shotgun snap. Hands it off to Donahue. Donahue gets wrapped up in the back. Man. Number 18, Victor Kubero. 5'7", 140. We've been calling his name a few times tonight. He has been a force for Jesuit.
Well, he along with DeWar on that left side, I mean, it was basically a one-on-one blocking situation with Brady Kirk, who's got about 70 pounds on Kubero, but the speedster just evades it. And then at the very least, even if he didn't make the tackle on Donahue, he forces him to correct his angle, and his teammates are probably able to get there as well. So the missed block by Kirk really allowed Jesuit to clean up on that play.
Yeah, we got to get something there. Our block has got to be a little more clean. Here goes Weber again in the shotgun formation. He's going to hand it off to Donahue. Donahue with a run to the left side. He gets to the outside with room to run and gets to around the 49-yard line where he's taken down. Big hit there by Chris Effong Jr. 5'9", 200-pound senior as a defensive back. Takes him down. And now Bellarmine is back within 15 yards. 3rd and 11.
Well, and
Fish rolling.
Donahue has been a workhorse tonight. Just feels like every time the ball is snapped, it's going to the guy with number 22 on his back.
Yep. That's what we've seen. We've seen shotgun and run. But now we see shotgun with 2 backers in the backfield. Motion call. Another motion called. Weber takes the snap. Low snap. He's going to look on the pass. He's going to pass it to Donahue. Gets a good block. Goes to the outside. And brought down.
Who else?
Who else? Yeah, I was about to say who else but Victor Kubero. He has been flying around. I mean, left and right. Left and right taking tackles all the way down.
And it looks like Bellarmine's going to go for it on 4th down here. You understand the Herculean effort from Donahue tonight, but curious if they have any interest in getting another skill player involved, and also if they'll take this down to the end of the 3rd quarter.
4th and 9, they're going to pass it. Nick drops back up shotgun, passes it, almost intercepted. Voni was mad, wanted to pass interference. Still yapping to the ref a little bit.
And I don't think he's going to get it. That time in coverage, it was Reeves on him, but I mean, it was really just hand fighting, if anything else. I think that was also Michael Fox, who, I mean, look, he's 6 feet, but 145 pounds. Any push is probably going to knock him off his route. So unfortunate timing, but Weber's just had some struggles connecting with anybody not named Donahue tonight.
That's true. Only passes he's gotten are short passes. One, and as far as my memory goes, one middle pass that was about 10 yards. We need to see a better performance from Weber in this fourth quarter.
He's hit Fox a couple of times, as well as connecting with Pavoni, but it's just been few and far between. And so, thinking about this fourth quarter, we'll see what Bellarmine's got.
By the way, the third quarter just ended. It is 39-7 going into the fourth quarter. Your Bellarmine Bells are behind. But they've shown grit throughout the entire game. Never once did they put their head down. And defense is out there. But they're putting their starters in. They're staying strong. They are not going away, even if they're down almost 40. Jesuit. A little technical difficulties there. Run play by Jesuit.
Veteran move.
4-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 4. Now this defense, I think I've been saying it the entire night. I know you're tired of hearing me saying it, but contain the middle. That is what the defensive coach is steaming about right now. That middle contain has just not been on. It's also been a little harder when you're missing one of your star defensive players, Jaden on, who's on the sidelines this week. A little bit of an injury. But here goes Rios, under center, hands it off. It's a good run. We'll get the first down on the dot. First down at about 1 yard. Torres with the 7-yard carry. The game plan for Jesuit tonight has been one thing and one thing only. Run the ball. We haven't seen many passes tonight. Few coming from Jesuit, even fewer from Bellarmine. But running the ball has been a key for both sides of the field. And I'm not surprised if they get 300 yards tonight.
Well, and really, again, just building on that 341-yard performance on the ground as a team last week in their 56-point victory against Rio Americano. 7 touchdowns on the ground, and they're adding to it this evening.
There you go. Good run play here. Hand it off. That was Jack Patlock with a run there. Little 4-yard run. Little run there. Looks like they're just handing it off to different running backs. The main one we've seen tonight is Alan Cordano, who I think has gotten the majority of the runs, but has also gotten the majority of the better runs. We've seen that duo go for at least 100 yards tonight. And looking at film, they did something right tonight because 100 yards is a lot.
Yeah, and last week they had 11 different ball carriers. Tonight it's been a bit more condensed, but just as effective.
And here goes Rios to the snap. Hands it off. And tackle before the first down, about a 3-yard gain.
And F. Young Jr., who was used quite a bit last week and broke the 100-yard barrier, a lone Marauder to do so. But tonight he's been a bit democratic, the play calling has.
Yeah, he does have a touchdown tonight on that 25-yard rushing touchdown. Pretty impressive. I think he's one of 2 running backs to have a touchdown tonight. Other one being Caderno. And here goes Rios with under center snaps. Handed off to F. Young Jr. Breaking a few tackles. And still breaking them through the Bellarmine secondary. About a 10, 12-yard run. First down. 8 minutes left of the quarter here, 39-7, Jesuit over Bellarmine.
Well, it just feels like not only with the situation, but also to your point, Luke, with the game plan that Jesuit has employed tonight, it's pretty much just continue to put the ball on the ground. And Teddy Rios, who's absolutely a capable signal caller, he hasn't really had to put the ball in the air much tonight.
Yeah, and that's a good thing for the offense. He means he's doing something right. And here he goes under center. He's probably going to hand it off again, and he does. Caderno, who's a defensive man, gets it outside. breaks a few tackles. He might go. Stopped at the 1-yard line. This man is scary on defense and offense. I mean, we've seen him not only make tackles, but break tackles, which is pretty impressive for both sides of the ball. He might be wiped after this one, folks.
Yeah, this senior's had a really nice second half, not just the tackles like you mentioned, a couple of also plays that he's allowed his teammates to make on defense, but now from the running back position, I mean, he's just been cleaning up and taking full advantage of his opportunities here in this third quarter.
Yeah, he's
Or fourth quarter, pardon me.
He's going to be tired, man. A 3-hour bus ride home, too. He's not getting home till midnight tonight. Waking up tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Saturday, so he is sleeping in. Here goes Rios under center at the 1-yard line. He's probably going to hand it off. No, he's going to pass it over the head. Almost a touchdown, a little overthrown. Over the head of Roman Juni.
Yeah.
The good defensive there. At that point, at the 1-yard line, and you've been running it the entire game, I don't see any use of trickery there. You run it down the middle, and that's a touchdown. But I also see the form of you want to get your quarterback yards. So
I think also just trying to get guys some work. Nolan O'Flaherty there on the fade route, trying to see how Rios can potentially fit that ball in there. I'll bet you what, they go back to the ground right here.
Yep, and here's Rios under center. He's going to hand it off. And who else but Caderno? A second, right? Yeah, Cubero, pardon me, gets in for a touchdown. 2-yard run by Caberno. I believe that's his second of the game. I think he had one on defense. Am I?
Yeah, so Cabero, even though he's made a couple of big plays and also allowed someone like Ryan Reeves, one of his fellow defensive backs, to run a kickback for a touchdown. That's his first of the season, or first of the game, pardon me, second of the season. So extra point is up and good, and unfortunately Jesuit just continues to roll, and at least Bellarmine's defense, made them earn everything on that drive, but it's also got to be tough, I'm sure, Luke. I know a lot of these players play both ways, and so they understand the impact of both sides, but when your offense hasn't given you much, and in fact has even given a few opportunities to the opposition in the form of 2 turnovers as well as a kick return for a touchdown, it's an uphill battle when you're essentially spotting a team like Jesuit 21 points.
Yeah, it's just a tough night, but never once did they not play hard, There's still 8 minutes left. They still got time to prove yourself a little bit. Again, you got Luca Bavoni and Luke McNeil in the backfield. Hopefully to get some type of spark just to end this game.
Well, and I'll be curious to see, too, if they trot out the starting quarterback or if they go to their backup, just because the game is kind of out of reach at this point and don't necessarily want to risk injury. Or you could also take a look at the upcoming schedule for Bellarmine and say you got Monte Vista at home next week and try and build some momentum towards that.
Short kick here is going to be fielded by McNeil. I think this is his first return of the night. He goes to the outside. A little speed right here. Gets to about the 35-yard line before being brought down. And who will be on? The Bellarmine offense. And the backup quarterback will be in. Number 7, Dominic Sotelo, a 5'10 senior, 180 pounds. And, yeah, I think this game is not over, but the score is kind of already decided. There's still a little bit to play. I mean,
you can't call it like you see it. But the point is, at the end of this game, you're trying to build habits to move forward towards next week practice, and then, of course, the next home game against Monte Vista. This game is all but over.
Takes a shotgun snap. Good pass there and brought down. Antonio Serenia, 5'10 senior. First catch of the night and first pass of the night. And there's an injury on the field.
Also looks like Tyler Romig, the sophomore offensive lineman, is down, which is unfortunate because it's almost like a backhanded compliment after an absolute strike thrown by Sotelo.
Yeah.
Probably the best passing play of the evening for Bellarmine.
Yeah. Sophomore. There's not a lot of sophomores on varsity. That's a Good sign he's on there, but it just sucks that he has to get injured. Taken off.
Well, at the very least, he was able to walk off under his own power and actually jog off. So
Yeah.
that's a good sign. Just got to take a play off. Might see him next play.
Yep. And here's Sotelo in the backfield. I believe Donahue is back there with him. It's a run to Donahue, and he's taken back about 7 yards back. Tackle for a loss made in the backfield. Just not the way you want to go. I mean, I get it trying to go side to side, but there just comes a point where you just have to gut it and go up the middle.
Yeah, it's kind of a cat and mouse game on the ground for Bellarmine. Nice tackle by Templeton on the opposite side.
Here's Sotelo in the backfield. He's got a running back in the back. Sotelo takes a snap, hands it off, takes it. Almost sacked. He's going to be sacked. Tosses it to Donahue. Good play here. Could he finish? Does a spin move. Jukes one man, gets a block, and is taken down after a leaping effort. Wow, that was a leap by Luke DeLeister. I mean, just jumped on him.
Well, for a play that only went about a half yard, that might have been the most exciting between either side tonight. I mean, just to avoid the initial tackle, somehow get it to Donahue, who then pinballed his way off a few white jerseys. That was explosive, even though it didn't get him too far.
Yeah, it was impressive, but just went a yard. Not that much.
Yeah, most exciting 1-yard play I've ever seen.
Here's Sotelo in the backfield. Hands it off. Different running back this time. He gets a few yards. Might have had the first down. Emmanuel Flores with a good 11-yard gain. I think that's the first we've seen of him tonight in the backfield.
Yeah, bringing up sophomores. Flores has played a bigger role in this second half. A couple of thumping hits and tackles defensively, and now getting to strut his stuff in the backfield.
Yeah, we're seeing a good look at these young players that'll definitely play in a few years. And here's Sotelo. Fakes the handoff. He's going to run it himself up the sideline. What is he doing? He's going to throw it. Almost brought in. A broken play. And just, I don't even know what to say about that one.
Well,
Tyler Brown almost had it. So
There is an opportunity there. Sotelo has really turned a lot of, not very promising plays into promising potential plays. And that time he hit Brown in the midst. I know it was a little bit off the chest, but that's a broken play like you mentioned, Luke, and aptly put. That's a play you got to make if you're Brown and you want to stay on the field.
yeah, it is true. If he would have caught that ball and the game would have ended right there, he would have had 100% completion percentage, which is it's a pretty good stat.
It's not too bad.
But it was only 2 passes.
Looks like Jesuit's going to take their first time out of the second half.
I'm surprised Bellarmine hasn't taken any timeouts because we know that coach is infuriated. We'll see him back on Monday. He might even hand out homework. It's just a tough way to go down. 46-7, 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarters. Your Bellarmine Bells are behind.
Yeah, 3:28 left. Look, it's probably not a time for a timeout. I think Jesuit might just be looking to get some of their backups into the game.
Yeah.
Bellarmine doing the same, and mentioned the timeouts about the Bells. It's not that they haven't wanted to use them, but they really haven't been in too much of a position to use them. Their lone score came with about 5 minutes left in the second quarter, and so I'm sure they would have loved to use their timeouts to potentially get the ball back, but unfortunately then Jesuit goes down, gets a touchdown with 2:30, and then a turnover eventually turns into a Jesuit touchdown. So, they just haven't really had an opportunity or needed to use their timeouts. The closest stoppage they've had was probably for a couple of, close call injuries tonight.
New faces for both Jesuit and Bellarmine.
Oh, yeah.
We still got Rios at the backfield being their only, or a direct snap, Gets about a 1-yard gain. That was,
A Wildcat formation.
Yep. Alec Ubdalo. 5'10", 145 running back, wide receiver. Direct snap right to him. Haven't seen much Wildcat
Yeah, not sure if he's the backup quarterback or not, but likely just going to keep the ball on the ground here.
I think he is. He's going in for another snap. Or is that?
Ooh.
Oh!
Nice hit.
That was a rough hit. Good hit there by Preston Para. Hard hit and a gain about 2 yards.
Oh, that time it was Alex Thompson who took the carry and just took a beating right back to the sideline for him. But it essentially seems at this point that, Marlon Blanton is just basically getting a horde of backs right back there to take some of the workload off his starters.
Yeah, I mean, Wildcat formation with your running backs. Let's see what he does here. What if, I'm kind of seeing a pass over here. They got trips on the left side. Gets the ball. Runs to the outside and taken down in the backfield. Good tackle. Good tackle in the backfield.
And this time it was Jace Bassett. He marks the 12th Marauder this season to receive a carry on offense. And so indicative of not just the depth on offense for Jesuit, but also the types of games that they've played in thus far. Winning 56-7 last week, 46 to 7 this week. So that point differential heading into league play is going to look pretty impressive.
Yep. And going to be a punt here. They have just Luke McNeil in the backfield. Punter, I believe, is still Uedel Mondragon. High snap. Gets the punt off. Has mounds of times. Punt lands about the 35-yard line. Excuse me. About 1 minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Bellarmine Bell 7, Jesuit 46.
Yeah, tough home opener, but an opportunity to learn some lessons. It feels like this was a game that got a little bit out of hand early, and I know we're going to have a moment to wrap things up after the game as well. But you also got to credit Jesuit for the amount of pressure that they've applied to Bellarmine tonight.
Yeah, we'll see what the Bells will do here with 40 seconds left. Take a kneel, or I'm not sure I throw it here. I think they're going to throw it. Soto takes it, hands it off to Donahue. Donahue with an outside run. Fakes one man out, fakes another man out, gets tackled. After about a 5-yard gain, running clock, 20 seconds left. And looks like they'll try to run a play. Nah.
Maybe look to get one more, not just let the clock run out.
Yep, clock running out here. And that'll be the game. Bellarmine Bell 7, Jesuit Marauders 46.
Yeah, I mean, overall, a tough way to start the home slate. You obviously got one next week against Monte Vista, and that's probably where the focus shifts to at this point. Next Friday night, same place, same time, San Jose Community College at 7 o'clock kick. But, credit to Jesuit coming out, and I think Luke really taking advantage of the early mistakes by Bellarmine. You have the 3-and-out, but then after the Bellarmine touchdown, an interception deep in your territory turns into 3 points. And from then on, you're playing from behind, and this is a Bellarmine team, as we saw, could really move the ball on the ground. Donahue, I thought, had a fantastic game, but it's hard to run the ball consistently when you're playing from behind and pick up those chunk plays. And so, their one effective drive at this point from the 11 to 5-minute mark in that second quarter is probably the best example of offense that they had tonight. But unfortunately, of course, just doing it one time over the course of these, 40 minutes is just not going to get it done.
Yeah. It's a great way to had a great start. Not so great of a finish. But all in all, I think they played hard. They worked for every single minute of that one. And credit to Jesuit, honestly. I mean, 3-hour drive. I'll tell you from experience, that drive is brutal, especially on the bus with a bunch of just horrid-smelling football players.
No doubt. No doubt.
Man.
Well, as we wrap this thing up here, Luke, we'll turn to the camera at this point. Show our YouTube crowd here. So as we turn to the camera, just kind of some final thoughts of this game. Again, Evie Giddings alongside Luke Johnson here with you. And look, Luke, it's a game that is one to kind of just put in the memory banks, but sort of let dissipate, turn the page, move on to the next game. What are your final thoughts from the first game, Luke?
Final thoughts, first game at home. I think they got a lot to work on, but it can still be a great season for the Bells this year. Obviously, Jesuit's not their conference, a little far up,